how long we would wait to reimburse somebody. And I don't know if there's any laws covering it. Do we have to reimburse it? Or can we establish a policy that the reimbursement would have to be requested within a year's period of time? I don't know the answer to that.
Does that number reflect the precise amount of the permit, or does that reflect any amount of interest?
No, that's the amount of the permit less $100, which on our permit applications is non-refundable.
Okay, but I mean, this is the exact number. There's no additions to it. Therefore, if you put it in 2005, that money's worth less than we're giving him, less than it was when he gave it to us in the first place. That's a little bit of a penalty there, it seems. But I wouldn't disagree with you. We should find out what policy we can put into place and whether or not there's any sort of forfeiture you can have for the failure to use it and us having to hold it. Maybe an administrative fee for holding it. Any further discussion on that article? And if somebody in the audience has a comment with regard to these articles, please stand up, grab the mic, and shout at me, and I'll notice you. Article 7, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate and/or transfer a sum of money from taxation, free cash, and other specific available fund, the stabilization fund, an existing appropriation or account available source for the purpose of reimbursing town employees and retired town employees. Let me read this slower. Or other available source for the purpose of reimbursing town employees and retired town employees and other persons enrolled in the town's health insurance plans for increases in health insurance, HMO, and PPO deductibles and co-payments paid by said employees and other persons during fiscal years 2008 and 2009 in excess of the amounts of such deductibles and co-payments applicable during fiscal year 07 or act anything thereon.
Back in May of 07, the town voted to reimburse the employees for the deductibles and co-payments. At that time, it was for the active employees of the town. The intent was to include the retired employees in there. And so that article has been rewritten to include the retired employees. We got a decision from town council that said the previous article did not cover the town employees because of the way it was worded. But it's my information the intent was to cover all the employees in town.
Then don't you have to rescind the prior to get this? Mr. Moderator, you have a comment?
Yeah, I had a comment on including the fiscal year 2009. How can we reimburse
The 2009.
fiscal year 2009 when it hasn't even occurred yet and won't until July the 1st? I think that
It's incorrect.
our referral to the year 2009 ought to be excised out of that article when the time comes.
When the time comes by motion.
And I think in Article 8, the words "and thereafter" should be excised after you say the fiscal year 2008. I think the phrase "and thereafter" should also be excised out of that because it refers to presumably following fiscal cycle.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I believe the intent when this was drafted by town council was that should we not conclude negotiations for fiscal year 2009, which is what we will be going into effective July 1st, that this would carry through until such time, and if there are changes during negotiations on this. I believe that was the intent of town council, so that it would carry forward.
Yeah, I thought though that the idea of a special town meeting was to clear up old stuff, not to include new stuff. And a new fiscal year is new stuff, as far as I would be concerned.
It was something that we would have to run by town council.
Well, then why don't we run this question by town council as to whether or not there is an issue with having this language in, the language being in Article 7, the "and" 2009 language, and in Article 8, in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in the 5th line after fiscal year 2008, the "and thereafter" language.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Article 8 is a petitioned article. It cannot be changed.
Ah, that's right. It says by petition at the end. Thank you. You cannot. You're correct. Then as to Article 7, whether or not the and 2009 language needs to be changed in light of the moderator's indication that the special town meeting is to clear up old stuff, not to go into the new year. Does anybody object to that being done? Okay.